selfish. Selfish, selfish, selfish. That is the key word of this story today. The Vancouver Canucks lost. Oh my goodness. This one was the reverse Maple Leafs game. It was a 2-0 Vancouver lead that we blew. We lost it in the shootout. Mackenzie Blackwood strikes again. New Year's Day, or New Year's Eve, or whenever it was, Blackwood gets a shutout against the Canucks, and today, Blackwood gets a shootout win against the Canucks, and it's very frustrating. But this one was the game that everybody was kind of saying, okay, this is going to be the day that Pettersson comes back, and Pettersson gets a goal. And that is exactly what he did here. If you were looking at Twitter, you would have seen the quote that turned Canucks Twitter upside down. This was the quote that everybody looked at and we were like, huh? Oh, okay. Okay, I'm good with that, because earlier, during the media availability or whatever, the earlier pre-game skate interviews, Elias Pettersson, interviewed by the media, he had this to say: maybe I need to be more selfish to score more goals, but I'm always looking to pass and set up my teammates. I haven't scored in a few games, which bothers me, so maybe I'll be more selfish tonight. He said that at 11:09 a.m. And he said that, and everybody was like, okay, we're probably gonna get a Pettersson goal in this game, right? He wants to shoot more instead of pass more, okay. We know that Pettersson and his shot totals haven't been, let's just say, prime Pettersson throughout the past, 15 games. He hadn't scored in a really long time. We knew that at the beginning of the season, we saw Pettersson that was just shooting it like crazy, but this recent Pettersson that we've been seeing, he's been doing a little bit more of the playmaking and the passing along the ice. He hasn't really been shooting it all too much in comparison to how much he would shoot it before. So, seeing this quote was a big breath of fresh air for all of us, and we were like, okay, this might actually be the start of something. So, going into this game, we were thinking, he's probably gonna score a goal. And score a goal is what he did. He didn't do it in the first period. That was a scoreless period. But he did it in the second, on the power play, assisted by Bo and Brock. This one was pretty incredible, because this one was one of those where you're looking at it and you're like, wow, okay, Pettersson's probably going to pass that. Because Besser has it, he drops it back, he swoops it over to Pettersson, who's streaking in. Pettersson holds on to it for a good 3 seconds as he skates towards the net. And somebody's out in front, and we're thinking, okay, Pettersson's probably going to pass that because it's an open side, he's got so much room, he's going to pass it over, and then that guy at the front is going to, send it over to Besser for a one-timer. But Pettersson holds it. He holds it. He walks a little bit more, and he holds it, and he holds it, and then he shoots it, and it goes in off the back bar. This was selfish Pettersson at it here again. We saw this at the beginning of the year. We saw this throughout the year. It disappeared throughout the last few games. So seeing this Pettersson come back, the Pettersson who would rather shoot than pass, it ignited the nation of Canuckland. And we all looked at this and we were like, yes! He's back! He is back! And at the end of the game, I think I'd probably say that selfish Pettersson is probably 75% back. But let's go through the rest of the game. Tanner Pearson gets himself his 11th on the year. This one assisted by Bo Horvat as well. So 28 assists for Bo Horvat in this season so far. Pearson, terrible goal. Seriously, this one sucked. It was a wide shot and Mackenzie Blackwood, he tries to steer it out into the corner, but the puck bounces off of the inside of his stick and it goes through his own legs. It's 2-0 Vancouver, and yeah, that one was not a good goal. But we get ourselves a few more goals from the Devils. They get themselves 2 goals. Interesting to note, Eric Tangradi assisted on the second goal by the Devils, scored by Stefan Nason. That was Eric Tangrady's first point in 5 years, which is incredible. I mean, we know the Devils have been injury-riddled throughout this season. That's why they got all these other guys playing their games. No Hall, no Hischier, etc. But 5 years, man. That's weird. Really weird. Overtime is when things get a little bit spicy, and this is when people are starting to say, okay, this is when we're going to see Selfish Pettersson come out. And there was one moment in particular, you guys already know what I'm talking about if you watch the game. It was a 3-on-1. It was like Pettersson and 2 other guys. I forgot the 2 other guys because I was taking a look at Pettersson the entire time. But it was a 3-on-1. Pettersson led the charge. He had the puck coming in, and he kind of slowed up. He opened his hips, put his forehand towards the net, and we were all thinking, okay, selfish Petey, selfish Petey, selfish Petey, shoot it! But then he passed it back to the triangle guy. He passed it back to the trailer. They took a shot, and something happened, something else happened, and the end result was there was no goal. No goal, no puck went into the net, and we were all kind of frustrated after that, because we were like, Pettersson, man, you just said you were gonna be more selfish. Why are you passing it to your teammates when you have an open shot to win the game? And, you know, granted, it's not guaranteed that he would have scored, but hey, it would have been a high probability if he took a shot, but you know what, let's not reminisce on that. We saw ourselves, Elias Pettersson, dazzle people in and out throughout this game. The overtime was that one moment where we were like, okay, come on, why didn't you shoot it? But then the shootout comes along, and ultimately we lose in the shootout. Mackenzie Blackwood stops 6 out of the 7 Canucks shooters, though one that he did not stop, Elias freaking Pettersson. He pulls off the Peter Forsberg. This is a legendary move, and the reason it is legendary is because last year, when Pettersson started things out in the SHL, Swedish outlets were saying that Pettersson is the best rookie in Sweden since Peter Forsberg. And we heard all that commotion over there across the pond, and we were like, whoa guys, calm your expectations, this guy is probably not going to be as good as Forsberg, but for you guys to give that compliment, it's such a testament to how skilled Pettersson is. And everybody in Vancouver media was freaking out, oh my god, they called him Forsberg! The Swedes, what are they doing? But Pettersson went on to break Forsberg's record. He went on to break Kent Nielsen's record of rookie SHL points of all time. He led the league in scoring that year. And coming into the NHL, he had all that hype around him. Forsberg, Pettersson, the next franchise Swede. And coming into this game, he basically cemented that legacy. He came into this one, and he deked Mackenzie Blackwood out of his freaking pants. Classic, flawlessly executed Peter Forsberg move, where you deke it over to the backhand on your far side, you one-hand it in by the sprawled goaltender, and it's a good one. And ultimately, I don't care that the Canucks lost. Tank for Jack Hughes, whatever. We saw selfish Petey at 75% get himself a goal and a fantastic shootout highlight in this one. I say 75% because if he was really selfish Pettersson, he would have shot it in the overtime and he might have won it, who knows. But Pettersson, man, looks like he's back. 30 goals? Does it look like he'll probably get 3 in the next 11 games? I hope so. Please, give us the first 30-goal season since Radim Verbata. I shall not say whether or not Pettersson will do it because I don't want to jinx the man, but oh boy, what a game. Seriously though, the fact that we lost this one in the shootout really does paint a good picture because hey, the Tank for Jack Hughes race still exists, and hey, we still got really entertained by what Pettersson provided out there on the ice. Awesome to see Pettersson out there dangling guys, but our shootout was just so unlucky, man. Pearson and Besser each hit the posts. That was frustrating. Horvat, he lost an edge. He shot the puck off of the heel of his backhand. Goldie, oh my goodness, he like flipped it over his stick and he didn't get it on, but whatever. Speaking about things, though, there's one more thing I'd like to talk about Goldolbin. I thought he was having a really, really strong game. Blocking shots, back-checking and everything. And the moment I started thinking to myself, yes, Goldolbin is looking really good, that's when he leaves Stefan Nason by himself in the slot and Nason gets the game-tying goal. That was very unfortunate to see, but hey, Goldie had a really solid, 90% out there. 90% of his ice time was fantastically used. It's just that last little bit was very frustrating. But overall, we got ourselves a pity point, and we saw some good Pettersson highlights. Hope you guys enjoyed this particular Blessing That's Trolls 9 Gaming, and bye.